Today, we are diving into Onyxcoin, or XCN. And let me tell you, this is a cryptocurrency that is sending some of the most mixed signals I've ever seen. On one hand, you've got absolute pure panic in the market. But on the other, you've got this wild, almost unbelievable optimism. So, what is the real story here? Okay, just look at this. This slide lays out the entire battle perfectly. The Fear and Greed Index, which basically measures how traders are feeling, is at rock bottom. It's screaming extreme fear. People are genuinely terrified. But then, you look at the other side. Cold, hard algorithms just crunching the data are predicting a nearly 1,000% gain. It's a total showdown, gut feeling versus pure logic.
So, our mission here is to get to the bottom of this. We're going to pull apart the evidence for both sides, the fear and the hype, to really understand what in the world is driving this project of extremes.
All right, first, let's talk about the bear case. We have to understand why the market is freaking out, and honestly, the evidence is pretty overwhelming. We're not just talking about a little nervousness here. Traders are sprinting for the exits. And it really all starts with this number. In just the last month, the price of Onyx coin has just cratered, a 42% drop. I mean, a fall that sharp, that fast, it's absolutely going to spook even the toughest investors out there. And get this, it's not just the small-time traders who are getting scared. We're hearing that the biggest players, the whales with the deepest pockets, have dumped about half of their Onyx coin. When the big money starts to bail, that puts some serious pressure on the price. This just shows you the fallout. As all that confidence drained away, traders rushed to close out their bets on where the price was going. And the result? $6 million in what's called open interest. That's money in the system betting on the future. It just vanished. Poof. That is a massive vote of no confidence. So, what's causing this perfect storm of panic? Well, for one, Onyx coin is basically tied to Bitcoin's hip. With a correlation of 0.81, when Bitcoin sneezes, XCN catches a cold. What's maybe even more worrying is that the long-term holders, we're talking the true believers here, have sold off 25 million XCN in just 10 days. And to top it all off, the indicators are clear. More money is leaving this coin than coming in. The sellers are in total control right now.
And if you need any more proof, just look at this chart. What's incredible here is that there's no debate. It's unanimous. It doesn't matter if you're looking at what's happening hour by hour, day by day, or even month by month. Every single technical tool is flashing the exact same brutal warning: strong sell. It is a complete and total clean sweep.
Okay, so the market is terrified. It's a disaster. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. Now we have to flip the script, move away from the panic, and look at the other side of the coin. The deep technology that has long-term believers totally convinced that all this fear is just noise. At the very heart of the bull case for Onyx is this idea of it being a Layer 3 blockchain. You can think of it as the next step in the evolution of crypto. Layer 1s, like Ethereum, give us security, but they can be pretty slow. So we built Layer 2s on top to speed things up. Well, Layer 3s aim to take it even one step further by creating these super specialized blockchains for one specific purpose. And here's a really simple way to picture it. If Ethereum, the Layer 1, is the main highway, and a Layer 2 is the express lane on that highway, then Onyx's Layer 3 is like building a dedicated, high-speed monorail right next to it, built for one single reason: to get a specific thing to its destination as fast as humanly possible.
So how does Onyx actually pull this off? Well, what's really clever here is they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They are literally standing on the shoulders of giants. They get their security from the huge, trusted Ethereum network. They use the super efficient Layer 2 from Coinbase, called Base, to handle transactions. And then for raw performance, they're using custom tech from Arbitrum. It's like a dream team of proven technologies all stacked together.
And here's the kicker. This incredibly complex tech isn't just for fun. It has a very specific target. Onyx is not trying to be the next cool coin for everybody. It is purpose-built to handle the insane demands of institutional finance and massive companies. The kind of places that need crazy high performance and bulletproof security. So now we have these two powerful stories at war with each other. On one side, total market panic. On the other, this really compelling vision for the future of finance. So how are analysts supposed to make any sense of this kind of volatility? This quote from an analyst named Czar just perfectly sums up the bull mindset. He's looking at the same scary charts as everyone else. He totally admits the price could drop even more in the short term. But his belief in the technology is so strong that he's not seeing a warning sign, he's seeing a fire sale. He's not selling, he's buying more.
Looking at this really requires two different mindsets at the same time. The short-term thinker has to be cautious. The charts do look bearish, and this coin has a history of these sudden, painful drops. But the long-term believer, they're just focused on the core tech. They're looking at price targets way, way higher than where we are now. For them, every dip just looks like another chance to get in cheap.
And that's really what this all boils down to. It's the ultimate conflict. What do you trust more? Do you trust the very real, very human emotion of fear that's taking over the market? Or do you trust the cold, impartial logic of the machines and the data, which see all this as just a temporary blip on a much bigger journey?
Which brings us right to the final question. Onyx Coin has split the market right down the middle, and it's forcing every single investor to decide, are you looking at a terrifying red flag or a massive green light?
This chart really tells the whole story. Right now, about 2/3 of the market is bearish. They're driven by all that panic and negative data we saw. But look at that. A full 1/3 of the market is still bullish. They're the ones holding on to that long-term vision of the technology. The market literally has a split personality.
So, I'll leave you with this one critical question. When you look at everything we've talked about, is all this fear a legitimate flashing red warning sign that disaster is coming? Or is this chaotic, fear-fueled price drop the exact kind of undervalued opportunity that all those data-driven long-term models are specifically designed to find? That is the multi-million-dollar question at the heart of Onyx Coin today.